Yeah, let me be with you, Kiyoshi.
Hi YouTubers, it's been a while since I posted a video.
Yeah, I want that black
Well,
car.
I'm coming to
I know
you
your son got
today.
on you.
um,
I know when I get it, he be like,
I'm off the road.
I'm like, damn, why you scared?
I think something needs to be done about these fucking ignorant ass, self-centered, inconsiderate police officers that are living in our
Hello?
society today.
Are you scared?
So, I got an email or a message in my inbox about a gentleman who had an officer to brutally murder his pet, his son, his daughter. Whatever the sex of the dog was, it's his child. And the officer brutally murdered his dog in his home without his permission. Basically and technically speaking, the officer broke in without probable cause, without a warrant, and shot this man's dog, which upsets me. I have 3 dogs, and I also have a pet tiger. Any officer that comes to my home, oh, you best believe you trespass on my fucking property, you got a whole goddamn ass whooping coming to your ass. I will bring the ass whooping to your fucking house. I will find out where you live by running your ass in my goddamn database. You kill any of my pets on my property, just know federal charges will be pressed. You will be charged with a federal crime if you kill my dogs. My dogs do wear a vest, except for one. And when they're on the property, there's no need for them to wear the vest. You trespass on my property.
That's how big my dick is.
My pets are trained to kill by any and all means necessary to protect the house and myself and my children. Well, police officers, you have to get past federal agents at my gate. You are not welcome on my property at all for any means.
And what it does that I thought I had
this shit has got to stop. I am so fucking sick of it.
He said, you kill a girl.
I think that all residents should kill police officers if you come into their home without a warrant and kill their pets. You trespass, you should pay the fucking consequences, and that's how I fucking feel about it. The last time I checked my rights to free speech and to speak my goddamn mind, I can do so. I am so sick of it. I've had more than my fair share of having to deal with police officers. And the best way to get a police officer is to file federal charges, sue the police officer and his fucking family and the precinct, then turn around and go after the police commissioner and the chief of police. Have them arrested and press federal charges. Take it all the way up to the fucking Supreme Court, the federal Supreme Court. And if that don't work, take it all the way to the fucking president. I mean, after all, my president, who happens to be Donald Trump, he gets shits done. He makes sure that things are taken care of. At the end of the day, it is his job as the president to make sure that our safety is protected. As a retired military veteran, and with my security clearance, I dare a fucking police officer to cross the goddamn line to my fucking property. I have every right to protect my home and the safety of my children.
How do you say that?
I have every right to protect the safety of my pets.
Why?
Like I said, I have 3 dogs and a tiger. I dare you to cross the border from the street to my fucking yard. Cross the street to my driveway without authorization from myself or my husband. You will pay the ultimate price of crossing the fucking line. My property is protected by the federal government. You cross onto federal property, I will make personally sure that you pay As a United States citizen, I have every right to protect my home, my property, and my children, and my pets. People like you fucking officers, yeah, the shit y'all do. You're fucking crooked, you're twisted in every fucking way possible. And something needs to happen. If I have to take this shit all the way up to the president myself, I see him every so often. All I have to get is a fucking message or an email, or the citizens of this country gets me any fucking letter to give to my president. Like I said, I do see him quite often when I need to and when I'm authorized to see him. Otherwise, I take it to my boss take it to the president. You police officers, just know I'm coming for your fucking lives. I'm coming for everything you fucking own. I've won over 287 cases with 250 federal lawyers. I've won over $927 trillion in a lawsuit. I go everywhere with federal agents. Their job is to protect me and my family by any and all means necessary. The position I hold and who I work for at the end of the day. I may drive truck, but I also work for a much higher power than what I do other than driving truck. I can't wait until I'm called back to active duty. I may be retired, but I want to be called back to active duty immediately. I want my president to call martial law. And I want a police officer to be on the fucking streets. Martial law. Karma's a bitch, and it's a dish best served cold. Let my president call martial law, and I'm called back to active duty. Let a police officer on the fucking streets, not off the streets when my president gives the order of the time to be off the streets. It's my job at that point to take care of the fucking problem and to take care of the threat. My job is to make sure that all foreign terrorists and domestic terrorists do not exist in our country. We're fighting every day. Our active duty military is making sure that foreign and domestic terrorists does not exist. The last time I checked on terrorism for our country, we don't negotiate with terrorists. And I thank God that we do not negotiate with fucking terrorists. I am proud to be a veteran. I am proud of what I've done for my country. I am proud that they gave me a gun and told me to go to work and to protect the line. That line goes a long way when you retire. And I will not break that line when it comes to the safety of the United States and the people.
Projects too over there.
This is one thing that will not get past me at all.
Yeah.
It is my job to take care of a terrorist.
Do you stay in the project or where you stay?
Even though that I'm retired, like I said, when I'm not driving truck, I work for a much higher power. And I make sure that the job is done and I report back to my boss. I've never refused a direct order coming from my commander-in-chief, and I will never refuse a direct order. Hesitating in my line of work can get me killed.
I don't look for
hesitating in my
more
line
like
of work,
mixed.
my children do not see me
I
again.
look more like
And I refuse to let that
during
happen.
the winter I get real.
To the gentleman that lost his dog, to a ignorant,
During the winter, I get real.
self-centered,
During the summer, I get real.
inconsiderate police officer, and on the behalf of your family, I am so sorry for your loss. You have my deepest condolences.
I'll do anything.
From me and my family to you and yours, we love you.
I will. I'll do
And this is not the end.
I will.
We will fight back and we will prevail.
I'll
We
take
will
you
get
before you
justice.
Me and you and your kids can live good. You can just have all that money.
And my opinion,
Be like, baby, I want this. We go to the store.
and this is just me speaking,
I'll buy you some Gucci. I'll buy you some Dada. I'll buy you some Coach. I'll buy you some.
sue the police officer,
Why?
sue the chief of police, sue the police
Why you
commissioner,
still be with a rich
and
man?
sue the department.
Do what?
They broke into your home without a warrant.
What are you talking about? I'm not rich.
They broke the law. And they should be
Oh,
held
I am
accountable.
rich.
Those officers are still standing on your property
My uncle
without
was
showing you a
$25 million.
warrant. They need to be held accountable.
When my uncle, listen to me. When my uncle dies,
For every action, there's
All
an
that stuff
opposite in
comes to me.
reaction.
you walk through the gate.
My
there's-
grandmother
there's
told
a
me
house
that
on the
before
bottom,
she
house on the
passed
top.
away while
Three
laying on
houses
her
and two
deathbed.
apartments on one property. They're all mine.
She said
Plus
for
all the
every
cars,
action, there's an
plus the
opposite in
business,
reaction.
plus the
And
big old
followed
yacht,
it up
plus
by
the big old
saying
ships
this:
that go to get all the stuff in the seafood and all.
Karma
So
is
they're
a
all
bitch, and it's a dish
mine.
best
When I'm in Puerto
served
Rico, I
cold.
make $8,000 a month.
You fight for
I make
that dog.
$2,000 a week.
You fight for your household. You
Right
fight
now,
for your
When
family.
I work here, and I was in Florida, I've already
It's time
made
to suit up
from
and boot
working
up
to now. I've already
and
made
go and get
$21,000.
justice.
A lot of people